everyone. You have now entered the cosmic radio receptors of KCIW 100.7 FM here in sunny, not so sunny, kind of cloudy Brookings, Oregon. Thank you for tuning into this week's interesting program. We are together in this little room having fun with technology. I'm Dr. Gigi, and my co-host is, as always, Jacques Kepner. How are you today, Jacques?
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Doc and Jacques Radio Variety Show. Special thanks to Michael Gorse and Tony Stoddard, who have spent the past 15, 20 minutes figuring out new wiring systems for the entire studio. Some of us are with a half a mic, half an ear, but at least we can communicate back and forth. That's the most important thing. So there you go. Thank you, two guys. And Tom Bozak, who's going to be doing the post-production work at home, thanks to him. All right. You're hearing this live syndicated show right now on KCIW in Brookings, Oregon. That said, the same syndicated show will be rebroadcast in exactly 1 week from now on Wednesdays at 8 a.m. on KZZH 96.7 FM in Eureka, Humboldt, and Arcata. All right, a few hours later after that, we are in KFUG, KFUG 101.1, or is it, I forgot what it was.
101.
That's my old alma mater
101.
In Crescent City, California. So now you know, Dr. Gigi and Dr. Gigi, we have your coast covered. Okay, doctor, that's your next part.
Okay, mumble along. This is another little take note point. Friday, July 24th at 2 p.m. on...
Wait, that's 1 month from today.
Today's the 24th?
Yeah.
Chrissy Field Visitor Center. There will be a free lecture given by John Zimmerman and
John.
Richard Hoff, who are on the board of the St. George Reef Lighthouse Preservation Society. I don't think I slipped this time.
No, you did good.
They will talk about the Cape Blanco, St. George, and Battery Point lighthouses.
Yeah, that should be interesting. And a big shout out to Zim. Zim and I are going to be starting our own show called Lighthouse Radio, where we discuss lighthouses all around the world. And we've got a real beautiful one right off our coast. More of that later. Folks, KCIW 100.7 is a nonprofit community radio station that is 100% volunteer. Dr. Gigi Reed and yours truly are proactive volunteers, and we will personally vouch for the great vibes and intentions of this unique, diverse family at KCIW. That said, we survive on charitable contributions from listeners like you. Readers, please consider donating any amount of money that you deem worthy to such a unique community voice, KCIW. Please go to kciw.org and find out more. Thank you so much. All right, it's that time when good medicine and health tips are colorfully presented by my German-American, multi-patent holding medical doctor, scientist, university professor, syndicated broadcaster, and now newspaper columnist in 2 newspapers. And did I mention that she is a great artist too? Wow, it's incredible. So, Doc, all that said, what medical marvels do you have for us today on this week's segment of MD GG?
So because we have some guests talking about some things, we talk about bee stings today. And wasps and hornets.
Ooh.
They're there too. So listen to this,
Okay.
pros. Encounters with bees, wasps, and hornets are a familiar part of warm,
Yes, and it's getting
fuzzy
warm now, right?
weather life, even
Summertime.
here in the somewhat colder north-ish.
Southish. We're in southern
South
Oregon, but
Oregon.
northern California. Yeah. Gotcha.
So the stings are usually painful, but for most people, they're not dangerous.
Really? Hey, what does Beethoven, the Beatles, and the Beastie Boys all have in common, Doctor? They like Sting.
I don't get that.
The singer, Sting.
Well, how do you know they like...
Okay. Darn it. That flopped.
Talking about those stings, the bees, or the other, what are they called? Hymenoptera, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bee people. The real concern is a severe allergic reaction known as anaphylaxis.
Mm-hmm.
This can be life-threatening and requires immediate emergency care. Fortunately, such outcomes are very rare, pretty rare. In the United States, fewer than 800 deaths from bee, wasp, or hornet stings were recorded between 2011 and 2021.
So that's 10 years. Yeah, 10
But
years.
that's an average of about 72 a year.
That's amazing because that is more actually than die in tornadoes and hurricanes in the United States. and, being hit by lightning.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Not all stings are the same. Bees inject a complex of venom designed to cause immediate pain. They want to cause us pain and tissue damage. And they can trigger, as I said, a rapid allergic reaction in sensitive individuals.
Doctor, why was the bee so very hard to understand? Do you know why?
Why?
Because it was a mumblebee. Okay.
Mosquitoes, by contrast, inject only a small amount of saliva into us that helps them feed because it anticoagulates the blood a little bit. So wasps and hornets are other concern because they can sting several times. They don't lose their stinger.
Yeah.
So moving away from the area where there are hornets or wasps is advised once you get stung. I want to tell a little story.
Okay, what? Tell the story.
Sometimes when I lived in Utah, I tried to put a big box away which was full with apples from the last year. So I moved it, and it was a cardboard box. It fell apart, and 5 gazillion wasps came up.
Whoa.
And it was hot, and I wore these little black hot pants, and I had 18 wasp stings in
all
my
in the
butt.
wrong spot.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and so I walked up and down the alley and batting off the things like the wasp.
That's what you get for wearing those hot pants.
And the wasp, and I looked like the people in the cartoon.
I've never heard that story.
Yeah, it was great.
All right, what do you call a bee that lives in Silicon Valley?
What?
A USB. Okay.
I had to have it explained, but it's really cute. USB.
Yeah.
That's very cute. For most stings, home care is straightforward. A bee stinger is still in the skin. Remove it as quickly as possible. Scrape it off with a fingernail or flat other edge of some sorts. Avoid squeezing it. Wash the area with soap and water. Apply a cold ice pack of sorts for 10 to 20 minutes on it at a time, and elevate the affected limb if so
This
possible.
stuff's serious.
And then you can put ibuprofen or acetaminophen in your mouth to help with the pain, and hydrocortisone cream or calamine lotion to reduce itching and swelling.
Calamine lotion, that's like made with chalk, right? What do you call a bee that works for the government? Anybody? A politician.
Okay.
I was going to say a bureaucrat.
Oh, bureaucrat. Yeah. Okay, that was almost better than mine. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's go back to the greatest danger when a sting triggers anaphylaxis. Warning signs before that can include trouble breathing, swelling of the lips, swelling of the tongue, swelling or throat, widespread hives, sometimes even vomiting and dizziness.
Sounds like what I felt like when I first saw you. I loved you so much.
Dang. and a rapid drop of blood pressure, which can cause some of the symptoms.
Yeah.
Multiple stings can also be dangerous due to the total venom load. So people can die of a lot of bee stings, and I'm hoping our guests will talk about it a little bit. Even if you don't have any allergies. So if the symptoms extend beyond the sting site or affect the breathing, you might want to rush to the emergency room.
Wow. What do you call a reincarnated bee? A zombie. Why do bees like sushi, doctor?
Wow.
Wasabi.
I think they're funny today.
Okay, good.
Okay, so
one person's laughing.
It's always me. So we talk about I didn't. Before the show, we talked about EpiPens. The EpiPens are epinephrine or adrenaline auto-injectors. So the EpiPen is the brand name, and I think there's pretty much only one brand out there. And they're the first-line treatment. And this is how it works. Epinephrine is adrenaline. So if you have adrenaline in your system, it actually tightens your blood vessels and relaxes the airway muscles so you can run away in a stress situation, right? So if you put it into your system, then that's where it happens. It makes so the blood vessels come together and the poison cannot actually spread or shouldn't spread. That's what it's for.
Very interesting. What happens if somebody develops hives and wheezing after a sting?
Well, depending on if you have an auto-injector available, you do that. The EpiPen, yeah. If not, hives and wheezing, I would go to the ER. If you live 5 hours away, then call 911 and they talk you over. But really, you need to be seen in emergency care then. Now, hives by themselves, hives doesn't matter, itching doesn't matter, swelling doesn't matter unless it's in your mouth area. Even if you know you're not allergic, the next bee sting can show that you are allergic. You get allergic after having had contact with the bee stings. That's how you get allergic.
Oh, interesting. What do you get when you cross a doorbell and a bee? A humdinger. What is zub? Zub? What is that?
I already know.
That's a bee flying backwards. Zub. Yeah. Right.
That's good.
It's good. This is very good. Our guest, she's laughing. This is a good show.
All right.
All right.
Go on.
Oh, is that it?
So just be alert of what happens when you're a bee.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Especially a bee.
Right. And it's great that you brought that up because of our guest today. And, well, we have multiple things. We got flowers and bees. And I thought that was, the flowers and the bees. But then somebody told me, no, dummy, it's the birds and the bees. That's kind of talks about spring fever and things like that. Okay. We have a new feature. Oh, I'm not going to go this. We're going to go right into a prologue here. Today's program begins with yet more discovery about the incredible world of Mother Nature. We are joined by 3 guests today who at first glance seem to belong to different worlds. Harley Munger, Mike Mealue, and Jennifer Taylor are, well, 2 of them are. Mike and Harvey are, tell me, is it
Iris?
Apiary.
You can say it. Yeah. Come on, say
Beekeepers.
it.
Beekeepers. There we go. They are beekeepers who work with creatures that live in constant motion. They are keepers of bees whose days are measured with wings, weather, and patience. The other guest, Jennifer Taylor, presides over a society developed and devoted to blossoms that droop like colorful fairy lanterns. These hypnotic fuchsia flowers come in shapes and shades so vivid that they feel almost theatrical. All 3 of today's guests share a devotion to small, intricate lives that truly reward our attention. From my experience as a kid watching my brother-in-law tend to bees, souls like his listen for meaning in the collection, thousands moving as one, who build and gather and produce and adapt. There is a certain humility in that work, a recognition that control is never complete, only negotiated. Meanwhile, Jennifer, a Fuchsia Flower Club president, that's officially it, cultivates beauty that invites promise. Each bloom is an argument for noticing, for bending closer, for delighting in something that does not hurry and is so very captivating. Together, today's guests on this radio show give us 2 ways of seeing the world around us, one through the lens of motion and cooperation, and the other through stillness and color. Both remind us that the natural world does not separate function from beauty. It blends them seamlessly if we are only willing to slow down and pay attention. So as we begin, consider what draws your eye and what holds your curiosity. Is it the buzz and the order of a hive or the extravagant gesture of a flower? Perhaps like today's conversations, it's all of this and then sometimes more all at once. Without any verbiage from me, I wish to welcome Harley Munger, Mike Mealue, and Jennifer Taylor to today's Doc Jacques radio variety show. Welcome, all 3 of you. We're going to ask the first 3 questions to all 3 of you, and then we'll separate between bees and flowers.
All right. Cool. Okay, ladies first. Where were you born and raised, Jennifer?
I was born down south, and I was raised pretty much all along the Central Valley in California.
And what brought you up here?
The beauty, the redwood forests and the ocean.
All right, join the club, right?
Yeah.
When did you come here?
We moved here almost exactly 7 years ago.
Nice.
Right.
Oh, so that's
about the same time as us, right?
Very cool.
Cool.
All right, Mike, you go
Yes.
by Mike. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in McVinville, Oregon.
Oh,
you're an Oregonian, like.
Sort of.
up near Portland. Okay, so you're just born there, and then where'd you grow up?
My mother and father moved to Crescent City in 1957, so I was 4 years old, and raised in Crescent City, Delaware County.
A true, almost a real local then.
Almost.
Yeah.
Hey,
Very
what
cool.
do you think about people that want to change Crescent City to Crescent Beach? Have you heard about this movement?
I have not.
What do you
Crescent
think
Beach,
without hearing it?
just hearing it for the first time.
Would it be Crescent Beach City?
Nope, just Crescent Beach.
Crescent Beach, California.
Because some people think it's a city. It is, but it's a small.
I mean, the Crescent
Cute-
City is
cute
New
city.
Orleans. New Orleans.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, are they going to change New Orleans to New Orleans
City.
City
Crescent.
or be New Orleans Beach?
Right.
Okay, we should have prepared you for
Yeah,
this.
we. I just thought of it right off the bat.
That's all right.
And so you're the closest one, I guess, that's been here so many years. So you've seen a lot of change.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was, in 1964, I actually was riding my bike down after the tidal wave. And it was the first time I saw a soldier with a rifle who stopped me and said, "Go home." And so,
Wow.
yeah. But I think Harley has been here.
So we got
Harley, Munger, where were you
Been
born
here.
and raised?
I was born in Prairie City, Oregon. It's near John Day.
See,
Oh, way out there.
And
Oregonian.
I was raised on a logging camp. My first house was on logs.
Oh, cool.
And Dad would hook up on it with a cat and take us to the next job.
Wow.
Really?
How cool.
Yeah. When I'm in the first grade in Seneca, Oregon, I saw my school. It was a brick school, and I cried because it wasn't on logs. We couldn't take it with us.
Oh,
And
Wow.
came to Crescent City with Simonson's Logging Company in 1949.
You guys have been here for a while. What
Yeah.
a trip.
and you've been in Crescent City since?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's got you beat by like 10
Yeah.
years, 98
Right,
years. Well,
right.
very. So you have seen some change too.
I have.
And Crescent Beach? Yes, no, thumbs up,
No.
thumbs down.
All right.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
we've asked this of quite a few guests, and it's across the board and said no, we don't want it.
Yeah, because so the people who have grown up here, who have
They don't
been
want it,
here,
yeah.
they don't want it. The newbies, the people who moved there. Yeah, why not?
Hey, we have enough time. Quickly, Harley, what did you do? What's for your career, just besides keeping bees?
Well, I worked at the Department of Mental Health for 20 years as an art therapist.
Oh,
great.
cool. Well, hello.
Absolutely enjoyed it. I enjoyed the kids, enjoyed the job,
Wow.
hated the paperwork.
Yeah, I hated the paperwork. And I know, Mike, you spent some time as a teacher at Del Norte. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I actually retired from Del Norte High School. I was in the Unified School District for 30 years, and I started at Barrow Boys Ranch as a teacher, counselor, and then a teacher, and then I went to the high school. And yeah, I focused, it was language arts or English, but I also taught the speech and debate class and had a team that we traveled
Wow,
to
cool.
various
Jennifer
tournaments.
actually also was. Actually, we've met a couple of years back. Jennifer, you were a teacher. Where did you teach?
Yeah, I taught up at the Brookings campus of SWAC Community College, and I taught microbiology, genetics, chemistry, and then ended up picking up anatomy, physiology.
Yeah, very cool.
What
So
a
that's
trip.
where we are. So we can have really an education medical song.
Right, we could.
Very
we could.
cool, right?
We could. Okay, now we're going to split up. We're kind of go down the road of beekeeping at first. So you two gentlemen can jump in on this. Look at what Harley and Jill, his wife, do. They are the artisans that put up murals and things
Yep.
like that. How cool is that? All right, what is the formal name of a beekeeper? So either of you know, is it apiarist?
Yeah, apiarist or
Apiarist, okay, good.
also an apiculturist
Apiculturist, yeah.
Okay.
or bee farmer.
A bee farmer.
Bee farmer
sense.
makes more sense.
It's easier to say too.
Has beekeeping been around as long as mankind?
No,
No?
beekeeping started with the Egyptians about 2,500 years BC.
Wow.
They were the first keeper of bees. Since man has been around, they've always robbed bees, just for the honey, but and the grubs.
And how about, just a saying. Don't.
Okay.
It's picking up, the microphone's picking up the mic. Okay, but I have heard from archaeologists have found Honey and King Tut's tomb.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, still good.
That is
Still edible. Yeah.
okay.
Wow. What or how do you keep the bees in your little hives and not let them fly out? What is the difference between the bees having in their little house that you provide them? Why don't they fly away?
That, Mike?
I'll try. I got to qualify this because I've been beekeeping for 4 years, and I've had some success and a lot of failures. And if I wouldn't still be doing it if it wasn't for Harley. So
Right on, Harley.
I'll give it an attempt here.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
How do you keep them in your house in the
Well,
hive?
my simple answer to that is you keep them happy.
Yeah.
And that it's about temperature, it's about space, it's about making sure the queen is there and is healthy. Swarms occur because of those conditions. If the hive gets too hot, they can swarm. If the queen dies and they're unsuccessful in creating a new queen, they'll swarm. So you make them happy.
Yeah, the
Is there any basic
Yeah.
difference between wild bees and honey bees that are in the? Is it called a hive? What do you call it now? Outdoor, a nest or a colony? Is that what's
We call
out?
it a colony. A hive is a box you keep the colony in.
Okay, so
Colony is a superorganism. Yeah.
makes sense.
So when they fly out because their queen died and they can't make another one or don't have one, they still don't have one.
No,
So
right.
what makes the difference?
Yeah, if the queen dies, they don't. Usually they'll just stay in the box, make honey until the last one dies.
Oh.
And you can stop that if you take a frame of brood from another hive and put it into that hive, and they will make a brand new queen if they got
And
young
they get
enough.
along.
Yeah, if they got young enough brood.
And let me go back to because my answer was not accurate. What happens?
Revision number 1.
What happens is sometimes a hive will create another queen, and if the old queen doesn't kill the new queen soon enough, the new queen can gather up workers and swarm with
Mutiny.
mutiny to go find
That's the way they divide.
to get a new
The way
place.
they have, like we have babies, they have swarms.
Okay, but you have to find out if there's a queen in there. Not all the so this might be wrong, but I think there's fertilized and non-fertilized eggs, and one of them makes the queen, right? And the other ones are or is it the drones and the here's the biologist.
Wait, we got those. We have those questions coming up.
Okay,
You want
can
that
we
one,
already
Jennifer?
have 'em?
They're all up. There's
As I learned at one of the most recent bee meetings, we went over this. The drones are hatched from unfertilized eggs.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I thought
and
drones were males.
Yeah,
They are the
they're
males, yeah.
unfertilized.
that's what a lot of insects do. Is if they only have the one chromosome, they'll be male. If they've got 2 copies of the chromosome, they'll be female.
Female.
And they have much stuff missing. They don't have their little feeding stuff. They don't have I don't know, fingers that they feed themselves. They have to be fed, right? They feed them.
Proboscis, yeah.
Yeah.
No, wow.
Ask them about the box.
No, you ask him about the box.
That's not me. Sure.
Okay, so we had a little argument the other day. No, this
We don't
question.
argue.
He says that all beehives are white, and I thought I saw light brown and dark
Growing up
brown
in Germany. She grew up in Germany, so
hives. So what do you
Brown
say
hives
about
over
the
there.
hives?
My hives are brown.
Ha!
We don't have the heat here. If you're inland, got a lot of heat, paint them white. You know, if you want.
Oh, makes sense.
Here on the
Yeah.
coast, we're cold, so I paint mine brown.
Oh, now we know. Okay.
Can a honeybee hive be turned into
A kept hive,
A kept-
and a boxed hive. Can you take them from the wild?
Yeah.
You can.
Okay, yeah.
If you got lucky and had a big enough bag. to
Yeah,
put 'em
do
in.
they but if you catch honeybees that are flying around, then they don't have their queen, right? I mean the queen is in the hive inside, right?
Yeah. Usually, if you're going to catch, what you catch is swarms.
Yeah,
This year, I caught 18 swarms.
Whoa.
So, I gave a bunch of them away. I increased my number of hives in my
Yeah.
apiary. But usually, you don't go out and catch individual bees. You catch
The swarm.
Yeah, you catch a swarm. So that's your, what do they call it?
That's the nucleus of
Yeah,
the,
it's
the
the
hive.
superorganism. What you're catching is a superorganism.
Wow.
Not just individual bees.
Right.
An individual bee will not survive on its own.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you have to catch
Wow.
that's
Okay, how long do bees live? Do we know? I mean, are they weeks or are they months? name
All
it.
right, I can do that one.
Yeah.
In the working part of the year, this spring, summer, early fall, when they're out working, they'll only live for a month to 6 weeks. Now, a queen can live up to 7 years.
Wow.
But the worker bees, they're just always out there working. They work themselves to death.
Literally.
In the wintertime, when they basically hole up in the hive, because they stay in there, and the bees keep the queen warm, they keep the hive warm, the worker bees, and they ball up. A worker bee can live for 6 months. So if you're lucky and you want to live a long time, you're born in September.
In the fall, yeah.
And you get to live in the hive all winter
not
long.
Unless you're a male, unless you're a drone.
If you're a
Yeah,
drone,
so tell us what the
So
drone.
what role do the
Well,
female and male bees play?
the drones are interesting because they supposedly they get kicked out in the wintertime because all they do is eat and take up food. Harley might be able to answer the question of how a queen who is born a virgin becomes a working queen. In other words, she's freshened up. She's
Well, that's what
impregnated.
the drones do, right? Don't they impregnate her? The
The drones impregnate the queen.
yeah.
But
But
not drones in her own hive.
Right.
no.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
You go out into a mating area.
Wow. If there's a queen bee, is there such a thing as a king bee?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
The queen is the king.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, so going back to she's being fertilized by some other drones, the drones that were kicked out of another hive.
They
She
have
had-
areas where the drones will collect, and maybe some field way off, a mile away somewhere, but drones from other hives will all get together in this one area. Even some of your own drones will be there, but you'll only mate with drones from a different hive.
So
There you go.
she'll leave the hive
Yeah.
and go seek drones, and she might breed with many drones because,
so the
according
bees-
to Harley, she only breeds once in her lifetime.
I was just gonna. So they wait for her up. She's on her date.
Yeah.
and then-
So
And
she breeds
that's-
once, but she breeds like 5 trillion eggs.
She can do 1,000 eggs a day.
Whoa.
1,000 eggs a day.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's when she's at most danger, because
Yeah, she's
she can
out.
fly out, and then all of a sudden a swallow eats her.
Yeah.
And that's how you end up with one way you could end up with a hive without a queen. Luckily, hives, the bees in the hive know how to create a new queen.
I see. Without her being there.
If she left behind if she's a virgin, she didn't leave behind any babies.
Okay.
Just a virgin.
My God.
So that's what we do sometimes is when you know you have a hive that doesn't have a queen and there's no brood, you don't see any eggs in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll take a frame from a different hive, Harley already mentioned this, and move it into the hive without any, that has no brood, no queen. And the bees in the hive, if they're strong enough, will create a queen from one of those cells.
Yes.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
that's why getting into your hives and looking to see what's going on is important.
So how do you differentiate what the queen bee looks like from the other bees? Are they bigger, longer?
Well, she's
they got?
longer, and sometimes she's fatter. I'm not very good at identifying the queen, and to be honest, it's difficult because there's so many bees in there. You can have a hive with 100,000 bees, and trying to find the queen, you can if you understand the patterns, like what the other bees are doing. But I don't even look for her anymore. I look for what she's doing.
Wow.
Has she been laying eggs? Then I know I have a queen.
Okay. Same here. I don't look for the queen at all.
Wow.
You don't.
If I happen to see her, great.
It's exciting, but
That I don't deliberately look for. I look for eggs and young larvae. And if there's eggs and young larvae, I know she's been there in the last 3 days. And that's all I need to know.
All right. Time flies when we're having fun. It's already that mid-break time here on the Doc and Jacques show, probably broadcasting from the KCIW 100.7 FM studios in lovely coastal Brookings, Oregon. The list of major sponsors for your community radio station are Advanced Airlines, now flying in and out of nearby Crescent City to Oakland and L.A. 7 days a week. We're going to have Levi Stockton and Barbara Hunt on the show again. You know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Michelle Ramos, hello to you with our own vibrant local Curry County Chamber of Commerce. Nick and Lisa Rail, hello to Nick and Lisa. We saw Nick over this weekend at the Azalea Festival and the PPA or the Partnership for the Performing Arts, good people. Coastal Home Health and Hospice, serving Northern California, Southern Oregon, also a mainstay of yours. You are currently working hospice as the main doctor for another how many days?
Cool.
Another couple days? She's on call right now with hospice. And lastly, my dear co-host, Dr. Gigi Reed, MD, and yours truly, Jacques, on behalf of KCIW, thanks to all of you. Gentlemen, we have more to come back to you on the finishing up of this, but we have to run into our next guest, who is quite opposite. Well, not opposite. There's a lot of similarities, and you are also involved with bees, but your main thing is, your name is Jennifer Taylor. How are you?
Thank you.
And we have some questions for you that we will segue through here the next 10 minutes, and then we'll kind of come back to these gentlemen and finish off some and finish with you. So
so if you can, for people who don't know, who didn't grow up with a mom who had these fuchsia plants like Jacques did, what does a fuchsia plant look like? And tell us about the color of the flowers especially.
So most fuchsias, the average person sees them hanging at Fred Meyer's, at Home Depot, other garden nurseries, and they're in these big, huge, elaborate hanging baskets. And they've got flowers, kind of, like you said, little ballerina dancers.
right, a fairy lantern.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so they've got these flowers kind of drooping and hanging off of them. Most fuchsias are bushes. So if you go throughout Crescent City and Brookings, you'll see a lot of them, even just kind of a little bit in the wild, because while they're not specifically native to North America, they've been here for a very long time, and they grow really well here.
Wow. So
cool.
now you're the president of the Fuchsia Society, Fuchsia Plant Society, and
Bush.
We call them plants. It's okay.
Anyway, well, it's a plant, right? Biologically.
We learned that.
But yeah. So why would you choose the fuchsia? What makes the fuchsia plant wonderful, unique, and attractive to you, besides it being the lantern?
So for me, it goes back to when I was young. I lived in a place that had a large fuchsia bush. It was the first time I'd ever seen it. And when the flowers are buds and start blooming, they make these kind of almost bubble-like buds that are so much fun to pop when you're little.
Oh, yes. Now you brought back another memory. That's right. You could pop them.
And so, but when they do open, they make these just gorgeous, usually two-tone flowers that are in bloom for quite a long time. These lovely flowers. Hummingbirds.
Right now, right?
Do bees come in and pollinate them?
Bees do not specifically pollinate them. They are attracted to them based on the color. Various other insects do pollinate them. They attract all the pollinators. So that includes hummingbirds and all other different kinds of insects.
Butterflies.
Absolutely.
What are the colors? Is there only one color scheme, or?
No, they actually, that's one of the attractive things about these plants is they range in a large variety of hues. Usually anywhere between blues and reds. You don't really see you don't really see any yellow ones, but we do have orange fuchsias, pinks, reds, very bright purples, really, really dark, deep reds that almost look like black. Just a large variety of colors. Yeah.
Cool. I'm getting excited about fuchsias, right? And it was made by, the name comes from some botanist or?
Yeah, there was a botanist down in South America that discovered them. So his last name was a German botanist. His last name was Fuchs. And
Fuchs! Oh my goodness!
Yes.
I didn't know. Fuchs means fox.
Really?
Yeah, a fuchsia. Oh, I know. Wow.
So that's what you meant when you called me a clever fuchs. Okay.
She was really calling you a flower. It's okay.
Little fairy lantern.
What climate do they grow best in? Like in the Amazon or someplace like that?
So actually, they're native to South America, Central America, and also New Zealand and Australia. So back when that was a large supercontinent, Botswana, before they separated, right? Because if you look at South America, Africa, and the islands, if you can put them together like puzzle pieces, right? So they're native to that area prior, obviously, to the continental divides. And so you still find them in those areas.
How interesting.
But because they're so gorgeous, we've taken them everywhere.
I bet the Amazon is full of.
The Amazon very well may be full
Yeah.
of them.
Gentlemen, on bees, are there like the biggest hives in the world? Are they in South America, like in the Amazon, where it's just nothing but forest? Do you know?
No,
Or in Egypt, where they came from?
the most bees are in Africa.
Africa? Oh,
Oh, those are the Africans.
they're the
bad
bad. We'll get
bees.
into the
Well,
bad ones.
yeah, there's bad ones there too. But
Good ones and bad ones.
Is there a fuchsia capital? Like there's the, what is it? What do we
Oh,
know here?
Easter
The
lily.
Easter lily capital.
Smith River is the Easter lily capital.
So there are a lot of places down in South America that kind of try to claim that. And actually, that's my goal while
to go down?
while I'm living here in Crescent City. No, but I want to make Crescent City the fuchsia capital of the United States.
When is the season? Right now? Are we in the midst of the season right now? That's June, late June.
We very much are. So actually, one of the nice things about fuchsias is they have a very long blooming period. They're kind of similar to roses, where even sometimes in the winter you'll see flowers on your bush.
Darn.
Yeah.
How
So are
cool.
there any extra additions that you should give them, like magnesium or any fertilizer or anything?
Yeah. Through experience, I know they're incredibly hardy plants.
I need those.
Right. So they do pretty well without being fertilized, but they do even better being fertilized. I've more recently discovered. So we give them a generalized fertilizer that nourishes both the foliage, the roots, and the flowers, because we do want to see those beautiful blooms.
Do they grow inside okay?
They don't really like being inside. They prefer to be outside. They want to be shaded, but they do want to get a lot of light.
Right.
They like being warm, but not too hot. So living in the Central Valley, I could not cultivate fuchsias.
Wow.
But up here, they love it. And especially if you put them in the ground, they almost grow like weeds.
Okay, well, this is good to know, but how about deer? Do
yeah.
deer eat the
The deer don't really seem to bother
No.
them at all.
Well,
deer resistant?
Yeah.
so what is your favorite tips on keeping fuchsias blooming or even growing? We know they're hardy, but
So pruning them actually is
pruning.
really important. So in the late winter time, so about January, February, you want to prune them back pretty aggressively. Again, similar to what you would prune roses back, right? Fairly significantly, because the foliage, and the blooms grow on the new growth.
ooh,
And so you do want to prune them back so they stay nice and vibrant and have lots of buds.
How cool.
Again, fertilizing them, and then sunshine.
Let's grow some fuchsias.
do they
out
need
in
a lot of
front yard.
moisture or not so?
They do prefer to be a little bit more moist than some other plants.
So xeriscaping is maybe not the best.
Yeah.
Darn. Okay.
Are they delicate?
They're not really delicate, but
Pretty hardy.
again, they don't like extreme heat. They don't like extreme sun, and they don't want to be super dry for too long.
Are they expensive to buy if I were to go to a store?
They are not. In fact, in the spring, we have a fuchsia plant sale every year
Tell
at
us
the
about that.
fairgrounds.
At the fairgrounds. That's already
that's
passed.
where we saw it.
That's where we first heard about you. Yeah.
So our fuchsia club, we've got about 40 members strong.
Wow.
And so we actually propagate fuchsias via cuttings, doing hybridizations of different kinds to give different plants, so growing them by seeds. And then during the plant sale, we sell those plants, usually in 2-inch pots, so very small, for just a few bucks. And so you can get a huge variety. There's thousands of different types and colors and shapes.
You sell little buckets, a little pot for $2.
I think it's 2.5
Okay.
nowadays, but yeah, it's really inexpensive. So feel free to kill several of them as you're practicing.
So
my wife has done it.
hybridization is done where you take pollen from one plant to a plant that shouldn't be.
Are you grafting?
Or are you graft? That's my other.
Graft.
Or is it graft?
So they don't really graft.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if anyone's tried it. I don't know why they specifically couldn't, but it's certainly much easier to just transfer pollen from one flower to another, one variety to another. So that's how we do get our new varieties if we're trying to make them a little more heat tolerant or something like that.
How interesting.
Just like we try to tinker with everything in nature.
So speaking of pollinators, back to the gentleman,
Yeah.
are bees the greatest pollinators around the world, do you think?
No.
No. What type of
Who
bees?
is it?
Birds
Well,
and things like that?
Yeah, there's everything from different birds, different insects, bats.
Oh, that's right.
And they even discovered that in Peru, wolves are pollinators.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a plant there that grows upright, and they'll go up to get the nectar and get the pollen all over their nose, and go to another
Oh,
one.
my goodness.
It's just been discovered here
Ah,
fairly recent.
so the bees and these African bees, are they also known as killer bees? Are they in the United States? Are there any?
Want that one, Mike?
Yeah, they're actually, I just read up on this. You find them mostly in the Southwest, in the South, Texas, and all the way to Florida. But they are in Southern
north.
California,
Wow.
and they're moving up.
Moving north.
Are they regular honeybees, or they're just no? They don't do things like regular honeybees.
Well, they make honey, and they're great at making honey.
Yeah.
But their queens hatch out a day earlier than a regular bee, and they started in South America as an experiment, and they got away from the
It's like
scientists down
COVID.
there
Darn it.
and just started moving north, and they finally got up to the United States,
Oh.
and they are dangerous.
So they hatch a day early. What does that matter? Is that so they go and kill the others?
Well, yeah, it means they can take over a hive.
Yeah.
Literally, genetically, they can take over a hive.
Wow.
Okay, because they're in the same hive.
Not
Is
good.
that what you're saying?
Well,
There's
if
cuckoo's egg.
if a killer bee drone mates with a regular queen, then the genetics from that killer bee will hatch first,
Oh,
and
I see.
it will take over genetically that hive.
How enter?
Wow. So
Yeah.
and they're called killer bees because their sting is so bad, or
Not their sting isn't any worse than a regular bee.
Mm-hmm.
It's that they have a tendency to swarm at you more. There's more bees at a particular time. Rather than just one or two bees coming at you, you'll get thousands of bees coming.
So, are you guys involved in the same bee club?
Yeah.
Yes,
And what's that bee club called?
it's called a Norte Beekeepers Club.
Yeah.
And you have people from all around the area.
Yes.
I could come down, live in Brookings.
Yeah, we have Brookings.
Absolutely.
We have members from Brookings that, in fact, we meet. I'll do the plug now.
absolutely.
We
Plug
meet
away.
the first Monday of every month. In fact, our next meeting is July 6th,
Yep.
and we meet at 207 Price Mall. It's the Klamath Neighborhood program is allowing us to use their building,
Was this
the
the one
Urox.
that's next to the insurance?
Well, it's next to the
Christina's
it's
The library.
next to the library.
library. Okay.
In fact, they're doing the deck party right in front of where we meet
okay.
this year.
Yeah, I heard about that. Deck party's on the 3rd.
Yeah, and it's going to be in that parking lot. So anyway, we meet at 6 p.m. We usually have a potluck or some sort of food. We have we talk about how people are doing with bees. Not everyone is a beekeeper at the club, too. We don't say you have to be a beekeeper because it's difficult. I mean, it's something. It's taken me 4 years of failure to
Finally figure it out.
to get up.
Well,
So
thanks
wait,
to
your thing is in Crescent City, not
Crescent-
Klamath, right? You said-
No, we use the Klamath Promise, which is the program of the Yurok tribe.
they have a retail building there, basically.
Well, no, they have an office there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
and
right.
so they let us
use the
use the
Crescent
building,
City.
and they
Okay.
cover our insurance for the meetings. and
Okay. Now,
stuff.
how about Henry Geiger? He's a member or has been a member.
Yeah,
He is.
So thanks to Henry for putting me in touch with you all.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. We were wondering how that happened.
Yeah, there you go. And getting back to Jennifer, now, what is the name of your official fuchsia club?
We're the Crescent City Fuchsia Society, and we also meet once a month. It's every third Wednesday at the fairgrounds. We also do a potluck. We do a demonstration related to fuchsias, whether it's pruning, propagation, how to overwinter them, etc. And yeah, so we have a great time. We probably get 25 to maybe even 30 people every month.
Wow,
and we
cool.
have a little raffle at the end.
Yeah.
So everyone can walk away with at least a few little new features.
That's where we first found you. Were on our radar when we walked into the fair last year, and we walked through the building, and there you were. There was Mark.
Yeah.
You know Mark.
Yeah, that was the bonsai and you guys.
Oh, the bonsais were there
Yeah,
next to you too.
very
That's somebody else who we should have on. Talking about
That's one of the nice things about fuchsias is they're very trainable. And so you can grow them up into trees. In fact, one of our founding members of the club has trees that are about like 8-inch in diameter.
Oh, wow.
Huge huge fuchsia trees that she's been growing for the last 30, 40 years.
Wow.
But you can make bonsais, you can do topiaries, you can have the, like I said, the hanging baskets. They're just very trainable, very versatile.
It's good to know. And bees, back to bees, are there, how many times have you been stung? I mean, do you get stung all the time? And or do you wear the big white hazmat with gloves and everything?
Yeah, wear full suit. I wear a full suit. Didn't used to. I used to just, just a hat and base, but I dropped the box one time. And I had bees everywhere, going up my pants and into my shirts. And I said, that's it, never again.
Never again.
No, that's been years.
So it looks like you're wearing a fencing suit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
And then you have
without the sword.
the
smoker.
Smoker that calms them
absolutely.
down, right? You don't kill them, you just calm them
Well,
down.
yeah, it messes with their pheromones. So
Oh,
the guards will put out this pheromone saying we're being attacked. Well, smoke just disrupts all that.
Oh, is
and
that why?
so
So tell us about the honey making.
The actual process. Once it's
I don't make honey. My bees live in
your bees do what? What are they?
my bee. I live in a swamp with a lot of alders, and so my bees don't get a lot of sun, and not a lot of heat. So I don't get honey.
Why do you have bees?
Well, I like bees, and they pollinate great. We
Oh, I
have
see.
A
Yeah.
lot
They
more
still do that.
blueberries and apples. That
Oh.
Right on. And yeah, okay.
Mike, you make honey?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Yeah, I married one.
Okay,
Are you listening, honey?
Are you trying to take over my job, Mike? I'm sorry. Now, see, I can't
That
elicit.
must be
Yeah, I had one. I had a hive a couple years ago where I thought I was doing great. I think I got like 9 quarts from one hive.
Whoa.
But for some reason, the hive didn't survive over the winter.
You took all the food away.
No, I didn't. In fact, you're supposed to leave enough honey in the frames so that they survive over the winter. But since then, I've had trouble with yellow jackets will attack.
Yeah.
Bears will come and knock over your hives if they can get to them.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh's there.
Moth. You had a lot of moth.
I had problems with wax moth. So there are a lot of things that can disrupt the
Wow.
hive. And so, but yeah, I do it.
So when
partially
you
for the
so you
honey.
take those sheets out where the hive
The frames, yes.
Yeah.
the frames out and then they
Centrifugal.
just get
You put them in
centrifuged?
a spinner.
And that's it, right?
Well, it goes through baskets that filter out, any
Okay.
parts of bees and things like that, and eventually it strains out to be golden pure.
Okay.
So do you not put sugar water back in? That's what I always heard.
Well, in the wintertime, sometimes we do feed our bees sugar water to help them make it through the winter. But we don't add any sugar to the honey.
or into the hives. You don't put it, or into the frames, in the little
No, we
hexagons.
put it so they can get to the
I see.
sugar water, and there are a couple of ways of doing that. So
Jennifer, what are fuchsia's natural enemies? Is there such a thing? Do they get lice or anything like that on them, or whatever they call it?
Nice.
There are a couple of pests that are problematic. So they get whitefly. There are a lot of plants that can get whitefly and
White fly.
whitefly.
Yeah.
They're little teeny whiteflies, so they look like little specks until
Looks
you
like
touch
lice.
the leaf,
Oh, okay.
and then they fly at you.
Oh, they actually
I
fly.
have that in our
Yeah.
house. Yeah.
So keeping them dry, keeping them outside helps with that. Then also fuchsia gall mite. It's a tiny little microscopic mite that can get into the xylem of the plant and cause the leaves to curl and crinkle up, and it's not healthy. So you kind of try to cut that off and minimize that. But in general, they're not susceptible to too many things.
Good. And
We get viruses because some trees, when they have viruses, they have those crinkly leaves.
Yeah, not commonly. Nothing that I know of in this area.
So you're saying that fuchsias are gaining and they're everywhere right now, and just keep an eye out for fuchsias as we drive around Crescent City, one of the hot spots you're saying?
Absolutely,
Soon
yeah.
to be the capital.
Yeah.
Especially if you go into some of the older homes, the older landscapes and stuff, you'll see a lot of fuchsia bushes. The College of the Redwoods campus has a couple. I'm hoping to put a few more
okay, well,
there.
we know the dean there, Kristen Lima.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Gentlemen, are bees disappearing from our landscape? This is what I've heard.
We lose about 40% of our bees every year.
Wow.
Now, this is worldwide, you think, or do you think this is just local?
I don't know about worldwide, but that's the United States figure.
Wow.
Yeah.
And why is that? Is it climate? Is it Winnie the Pooh? I mean,
Just a bunch of...
I think it's a number of things just stressing them out. And, a lot of the bees get moved down for the almonds,
Yes,
a lot.
that's where I see them all,
and,
Chico and...
There's there's lots of flowers there, but there's not real food there for them. And if there's any disease, they pass it back and forth and carry it back out. I think they're just being overstressed.
Okay. Okay.
And
Stress.
insecticides.
Yeah. And mice.
Stressed out bees. It sounds like a little trouble. Then speaking of honey, is there you can get it on YouTube. They say fake honey is everywhere now.
Everywhere. Yeah.
It's just mixed in. There's just corn
fructose,
syrup.
what is it? Corn syrup?
Corn syrup. And
Corn
they add
syrup
flavor.
and rice syrup.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, rice
So-
sugar. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
cheap
it-
honey. It may not be honey at all.
May not be honey at all. And they microscreen it so there's no pollen in there, so you can't tell where to go back to find where it was originated. I mean, it could be
my
Chinese
goodness.
honey that's been shipped to South America, shipped to the United States. You have no
Yeah.
idea because there's no pollen in it to go back to see where it came from.
Forgeries. Now, that one in New Zealand is a...
Well, I've been told that the test is that real honey will eventually crystallize.
Eventually, yeah.
Fake honey won't.
Really?
It's always
the
stays-
little honey bears always
Yeah.
crystallize, so they're
The little honey bears, which you think is full of, right?
full of
Fake honey. Wow. Okay. Well, that's okay.
Same amount of calories, probably.
So that's why you should buy local.
Buy
Yeah,
local.
but
That's
local,
right. But then
exactly.
I hope they're not getting it from. According to this
Well, if they
couple of
have
these
the
YouTube
beekeepers.
things, you could see they have big barrels of this fake honey, and they're
Yeah.
just dispensing it and flavoring. Let's say Kroger wants one, and Walmart wants a different flavor, slightly different. Who knows? There is a Maruka. There's a really expensive honey
yeah.
from New Zealand, Manuka.
Yeah, Manuka.
Heard of it, but I don't know it.
And it's super good.
Okay, so he doesn't know that for real. This is
I do too. You bought some.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bought it because I heard it helps with wounds. It kind of draws out. So I got it for the dog like last year.
Wait a minute. I have been eating that. She had her.
Good. It's very expensive.
Has
honey,
she had her
but-
nose in that honey?
No, she
Are you
didn't.
sure?
Yeah.
Because I'm eating that stuff like a teaspoon a day. It's so.
Real honey is
Good-looking dog.
antibacterial.
Yeah. So,
Oh my goodness.
so the killer bees, we discussed that. We don't have to worry about that. That was a big hype a few years ago. Again, how do people contact you other than coming to a beekeepers meeting? How would people contact you and find out more about bookkeeping? Do you have a website? Is it phone
Well,
number?
we do have a website. I don't have that information. We're on Facebook. So if you go Del Norte Beekeepers Club, you'll find us on Facebook. We have a new vice president who is computer literate, and she's working on, we're going to find out at the next meeting, website, but we are on Facebook. And
Okay, so Del Norte Beekeepers
Club,
yeah.
that's what you would search.
Okay, cool.
And I'm glad, I'm the treasurer, and I'm glad to put my phone number out there.
Okay, if you want to do that,
It's
that's fine.
just call Mike at 707-954-4447.
Okay.
One of the advantages of being in the club is, of course, you get all the experience from people like Harley.
Right, yeah.
And Harley has helped so many people build hives, put hives together, and then he captures a swarm and helps you put it into the hive.
Wow, what a trip.
So
Very cool.
Well,
yeah.
that's a trip. How do people reach out, Jennifer, and become more interested? You have a
And after
Facebook?
you say that, talk about very briefly about the plants
Yeah.
you brought in. They're so
Yeah.
cool.
Absolutely. So we also have a Facebook page, Crescent City Fuchsia Society. And we have a whole room at the Del Norte County Fair.
Every year.
Every
And that's coming up
single
in
year.
August, early August, I
It
think,
is
right?
the 6th through the 9th. We have a plant show that members and people in the community for no charge can enter their plant in the show. And then the community that walks through that room gets the opportunity to judge all of those plants and determines who they think the winners should be.
Wow,
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. We have you walk into this huge room after being at the fair in the heat, and
That's cool.
you get inundated with just the most gorgeous flowers you've ever seen. So that's usually how most people in the community find us. And then like I said, we've got the Facebook page. We are going to be at the 4th of July. We started having a booth there to try to reach out to the community a little bit more and just let people know about us and where we are.
Wow.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
So Crescent City Fuchsia Society is the way to find you on Facebook, and the Del Norte Beekeeper Group on Facebook, and Mike's 707-954-4447. What a great number.
So just real quick, I did want to mention some of the plants that I brought.
Okay, yeah.
So
Let's see what we
there are
got.
a lot of different varieties of fuchsias, but one of them right here that Gigi was desiring.
Oh my goodness.
This is called an Inkleandra, and one of the things that's unique about this is it has very, very, very
Those are
tiny
babies.
leaves. Yeah, very tiny leaves, very minuscule flowers.
Quarter
So it's really adorable. This is one of the varieties that takes to bonsaiing really, really well.
Or it looks like it'll just attack if you plant it outside in good soil.
Oh,
It'll
they
just get bigger and bigger.
honestly, they all do. They love being in the ground.
Right. How cool is that?
Then we've got one over here that is being grown up more like a tree, so very upright.
How different is
and
that?
you can see the fuchsia
Yes,
berries.
That's what my mother would have, that type, more of that type. Yeah.
Right, and you can see the fuchsia berries on that.
The ones that people pop.
No. The berries are the actual fruit, and you can eat them. They're completely edible. Actually,
Oh, I like
all parts.
Look at this.
Look at that.
Gigi, look at that.
Now,
Can we pop that?
This is what you would pop.
Oh, okay. Popper.
No.
Now that I'm an adult, I feel guilty for doing that.
When you pop, when you pop that, that's the end of the flower?
No, it actually will still open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they come in a lot of different varieties. They can have single blooms. They can have double blooms. They can get as big as a tennis ball, the flowers.
Wow.
Or you can have them as small and dainty as what's on that Inkleander.
Or so
what's on
So they have a different name? Just
the
because
smaller.
That's,
Yes, because it's significantly
this is
different.
fantastic. Little tiny baby one versus one huge one you just had earlier.
Right?
That is so
all
cute.
different varieties for every type of personality.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah,
that is
very
so cool.
nice.
Now we're getting an idea. And here in a jar right next to me, Harvey and Mike brought killer bees in a jar here. You can hear it. I'm glad you didn't bring any bees with you,
right,
but
I don't-
we thank you.
We have an observation hive. We bring to the fair every year, so
Yeah.
people can see.
Well, okay, we'll find you at the fair too.
Good.
Can I
Yep,
can I
please.
give just one quick story about the observational hive?
Yep.
So when I was with the bee club, I helped bring the hive in because they hadn't had one for a while in the floral room.
Oh, that's right.
And so we kind of scrambled to bring it in. And the night before the fair was going to open, the people from the floral room were like, there's bees in here. There's a leak in the hive. There's a whole bunch of bees in here.
Oh, no.
And so I called the people that brought it and I said, we need to fix this. And they're like, oh no, we're sure that it's solid. They're not our bees. They must have come in from outside. No. There were probably over 100, 200 bees loose in the floral room the first day of the fair.
All right, find out
my
these stories and more. We have to cut right
Yeah,
now.
we
We are
have
out
to
of time.
end.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Mike and Harley. And hey, big shout out to Jill.
Yeah.
Jill, your
Okay.
wife, she sounds real fun.
Yeah, guys, you have been listening to the Doc and Jacques show on KCIW 100.7 FM in Brookings, Oregon. We hope you enjoyed all the cool stories, and we will see you later, Jacques.
We sure did. Peace and love, everybody. Thanks for listening in. We are always having a good time here on the Doc and Jacques Show.